What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another NBA playoff post-game recap 2022 second round. Tonight, 2 game sixes, Boston, Milwaukee, and Golden State, Memphis. We saw one series extended and one finished. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe on YouTube at Dime Dropper Podcast, Apple Podcasts, follow us on Spotify, and of course to follow us on all social media platforms at Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Dime Dropper Pod. For tonight's episode, we are joined by, when you get to the point where people are requesting where this guy is, where you are, that means you're doing something right. And some people have said that in the comments because OthaGreat has been featuring on lives late night with me. I'm talking about his Celtics, and his Celtics proved me wrong. I said I thought they blew their season in Game 5, and here they were. Oh, you got to be over the moon, I'm assuming.
Bruh, Dime, what's up, Dime Dropper audience? What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? With a major shout out to Jizza from Wu-Tang. Got to shout them out. But yeah, man, these cats right here, boom, these dudes. They did what they were supposed to do. I don't know why you were so hyperbolic. Don't be prisoner of the moment, Dime. I don't know why you were talking about blew their season. They blew that game. They totally blew that game. They did not blow their season. Yes, I want to talk about that. What's up, Pasha, man? I want to talk about that performance from Tatum. To me, I liken this to the duel. I'm going to call this the duel part 2. That's what this is. And everybody who's familiar with basketball, y'all know the duel, May 22nd, 1988.
Wow, we're comparing this to Dominique Wilkins and Larry?
You're fucking right we are. You know what I'm saying? When they went at it in, the semifinals of the playoffs, was one of the greatest one-on-one battles ever in playoff history. You know what I'm saying? It went down to the wire, between those two. And I'm looking at this as the same freaking thing, man. You look at the numbers, good God, 40 points from Giannis. What do you have, like 40 or 45, I think? Hold on. Come on. There it is. Give it to me. Like, he was just outmatched by, I don't know, this guy from St. Louis named Jayson damn Tatum. I mean, what is it? Giannis ended up with 44 points, but JT had 46. Like, he just got him. Like, Giannis is like, like 49, 48% field goal percentage in this game. JT's at like 51. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's each, it was the duel part 2. That's what I'm going to call it on Twitter. That's what I'm calling it everywhere. That's what it was. JT showed his ass. He did what the hell he's supposed to do. He did what superstars do. That stuff that Chuck and the Jet and Shaq and Ernie talk about on Inside the NBA. JT did it. And I was just so excited that he did, man. The shit was amazing. He was not. I took notes myself. I can't wait to get to those. He was not going to be denied, Dime, in no way, shape, or form.
He willed you guys to victory tonight. It was unbelievable. Definitely, in my opinion, off the top of my head, the best performance of his career that I can think of. It was such a high stakes game,
easily,
and it was such a physical game, such high quality basketball. My take before the series, I said these were the 2 best teams playing each other in the East, in my opinion, since LeBron was in Miami at least. I don't think any matchup collectively between 2 teams has been as high quality, and it's lived up to every single bit of it, even without Chris Middleton. Just 2 very good teams, really good defensive teams. And I thought tonight it started with you guys just shooting lights out from deep early on. I thought you guys were making all the right reads in the pick and roll, whether they were in drop coverage or switching. They were switching a little bit more tonight in the first half, Milwaukee. I remember Giannis, Brook Lopez switching, but switching on the guards and wings for some stretches, but still mostly in their drop coverage as usual. And Tatum was just getting to his 3 ball, you guys are getting a lot of pick and pops, just a lot of threes on ball movement and getting good looks. And what did you think of the start when you saw all those threes falling to begin the game?
It was like what you said. Coach Buddy likes to run that drop coverage for them. It was a lot of switches, like you said, but the switches didn't, enable the C's. It didn't stop them. You had Marcus on Giannis a lot. You had Grant switched over on Giannis. You had this Peyton Pritchard on him. No, that was the last game, not this one.
Not much playing time for Pritchard tonight. Only 7 minutes.
He didn't get until the end, but it was a lot of switches. And I'm saying switch back, but they were able to maintain it. And I don't understand this, fall back and let him shoot. if you think that they can't shoot threes, like, I mean, don't get it twisted. I mean, I know how the last game, the percentage was horrible, but late in the game, they only took one. They didn't even take that many threes late in that game. But, I mean, if they want to keep giving us that, we'll take it. I don't understand it, but, yay. Right on Milwaukee.
Yeah,
I love it.
You guys were – Marcus Smart hit 3 threes in the first quarter. Jayson Tatum had 3 threes in the first quarter. But Giannis had a great first quarter himself. 17 points. He was getting by Al Horford a couple of times, got to the rim. You already know when you guys miss a shot, he'll charge down the court. And I still think he's doing a little bit too much top of the key, charging in, because that's getting him susceptible to a lot of offensive fouls. He had 3 in the first half tonight.
They barely call him. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm sorry. No, they barely call him. I'm surprised they were calling him in this game. It's about goddamn time they finally called these offensive fouls. And he was in foul trouble late. But, I mean, damn, call them. Call him. Like, make him put a drill move, make him do something. And then I forget which quarter this was, but Giannis does this a lot. When he's at the top of the key and he gets that full head of steam, what he'll do when he comes with that spin move, he travels on that spin move. I mean, he moves his pivot, he picks it up, he jumps up and then comes back down, and he's not doing a jump step. I don't understand why they never call that travel. Watch that, man. He travels when he does that damn spin move.
I'm looking for it next time.
Yeah,
but he was getting to the line. He had 6 free throw attempts in the first quarter, made them all. Close game after one. I thought those second quarters where the Celtics really started locking in on defense.
Right.
And you saw them start to slow Giannis down a little bit. Mm-hmm. And obviously, as I said, force some turnovers, but still more Jayson Tatum. But we saw a really good stretch all game long, but a good stretch in the second quarter, especially Derek White. Just making all the right plays, finishing, making the extra pass, playing solid defense. And you started to see the Celtics building walls and doubling Giannis a little bit more. And not much. And Grayson Allen was having a really tough first half. He was missing shots,
definitely.
Open threes, floaters, and you guys were, just wanted other people to beat you, even though Giannis still got his. A couple times in that first quarter, I thought your guys' help or walls were non-existent, but second quarter they were much better. What did you think of the second quarter? How you guys turned it up a little bit?
Well, the second quarter I thought was great. You're right. Grayson had a couple momentum shifting threes that if he would have hit those, left wide open, like you said, he missed them. But one thing I noticed, second time now, this is a note I took. Second time now, we lose a critical 3. At the end of the game 3, when Marcus should have got those 3 free throws before that little tip in that was too late by Al. He should have got 3 free throws. Of course, he didn't. At the 8-minute mark in this game, JT gets fouled. He should have got the 3. He didn't. He did not get he didn't get the 3-point after being fouled by Grayson Allen. That would have put them up by 13. But JT was pushing, he was pushing the momentum of the game at that point. Like if he would have got that, we were up by 10, make that, they're up 13, and the momentum is all in our favor because he is pushing. So that's something that really pissed me off. And then at the 6:45 mark left in the second quarter, still have not taken a free throw. It was 6:45 left in the game in the second quarter, and we had not taken a free throw. And then, 15 seconds after that, 20 seconds after that, JT finally gets his first free throw. Oh, yeah, and at that point, Giannis had taken 7 already, and we hadn't had 1. Like, what the hell is this? Like, that is the shit that is completely pissing me off in this series. It's just like, I get it, he's the MVP. I get it, he's the world champ. I get it. But goddamn, he's not Magic or fucking Larry Legend. Like, why are you letting the rules not apply to the Greek Freak? Like, I don't get that. I don't get it.
Well, the end of the second quarter for the Celtics. By the way, I wanted to say with the Derek White stuff, you saw the Celtics putting Pat Connaughton a lot in pick and roll, and they weren't going to switch Pat Connaughton onto Tatum.
Pat was playing great tonight, wasn't he? Pat was playing his ass off
in the fourth quarter.
Oh my God!
They were switching more in the fourth quarter, but in the second quarter, you'd saw Connaughton show and recover, and you get Derek White in those short roll situations or pick and pop, and he was making the right reads and everything.
He came from Philly too, didn't he?
Who, Derek White?
No, Pat Connaughton. Didn't he come from Philly?
I thought he was on Portland, maybe.
I thought the 76ers had him because I think Philly had him. I don't know why they let him go, if I'm not mistaken. But my bad. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Tatum was carving him up. He had 2 nice spin moves in the first half as well. And you guys were up 10 at the half. Now, you knew that the Bucks were going to make a surge in the third quarter, but it was actually the Celtics that started out the third quarter well, with Jaylen Brown starting to get hot. And what have we said all playoffs long about Jaylen Brown in second halves looking better?
It was. I was actually on a group text with family, and they were talking about. I was saying, "Let's go C's," and my brother was saying this, "Go JT, go this." All right, JB, we need you, and he's like, "We need him to heat up." I was like, "Don't worry, he will," and that's what he did. That's what Jalen's going to do. Jaylen, I just wish with him, man, that he would just be a little more aggressive, a little earlier, and just more aggressive throughout. Unless if it's his game, then he'll be aggressive throughout. But it's when it's him and JT taking turns, he's not as aggressive throughout the game. It's just like he has like spurts. I just need that consistent, because when we play on Sunday back in Boston, it's going to be going to be a help, of course, that we're at home. But he has to be consistent throughout, not just spurts and not just at the end.
I feel you on that for sure. Yeah. As I said before, the Bucks were switching a little bit more in the first half, but then in the second half, you started to see them go back to that drop again. And Jaylen was coming off those screens. Right. Tatum was coming off those screens and walking into those threes. This was in the third quarter.
Yes.
Walking into those threes, getting a lot of decent looks. And, there's not much you can do about those sometimes with the Bucks when you're just playing that kind of defense.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they honestly, with the Celtics strategy of switching everything, I think there are times where Brook Lopez, and they were saying it in commentary today too, should be fed a little bit more.
Yes.
Should be fed a little bit more. I think a lot of times Jrue Holiday settles for the mismatch, that the little mismatch he has, and it usually just becomes a contested jumper. I think Brook Lopez would get you in foul trouble more. He only played 19 minutes tonight, but was 3 for 6 when he was in.
Right.
And his only misses were 3. So that means that he was, 3 for 4 from inside the arc. So I think that's something that you definitely look for in Game 7. But it's something that, posting up the bigs against the smalls these days just, doesn't seem like the choice that they make.
And excuse me, which is kind of weird, because I could have sworn last year when they won the championship, Brook was inside and outside. It's just now they just want to constantly have him outside. And if you want to do that, fine. My bad. If you want to constantly have him do that, that's okay. But he's not hitting that 3 at the clip that he's been hitting it for the last couple of years. I don't know why. He's probably still low-key injured. He missed the
whole season.
Yeah, he missed damn near the whole season any damn way dealing with that injury. So he's probably still feeling it. But to me, you put his big ass in the paint, and that would be a lot of work for Al or Tice or whoever has to guard him. But I saw Marcus switch off on him a couple times, and they still didn't take advantage of that. But hey, thank you. Right on.
Exactly. I think that's something they should look for sure.
Yeah.
You guys went up by like 17 points in the third quarter, but the Bucks would not go away. They made a push when they were down 68-52, and you saw Giannis get in transition more, because you guys started missing some threes. And I started to think maybe you guys would just keep – because you guys shot a lot of threes tonight. I thought maybe – because
made a lot too, though.
What's up?
Made a lot too.
But I was thinking for a second maybe you guys were going to blow the game from the three-point line, but you guys responded pretty well towards the end of the quarter. Jayson Tatum with the 23-footer and a couple of foul shots, a couple of buckets just in the last minute. And you guys actually ended up winning the third quarter 29-27, but looking at the quarter stats, the second quarter is actually the one that was the biggest difference in the game, because you guys, that was the only quarter that you held them to below 20 points. They only scored 17. You guys had 25. So second quarter was actually like the difference for looking at it that way. But what were you going to say before we go into the fourth? I
think the third is you're right. They did exert their will in the second, but I think the third is when they won it. Just off of plays like that, I think they had the momentum all throughout the third quarter, and especially at the 120 mark, man, it was great ball movement. Everyone touched the rock, and Tice gets an easy baseline fadeaway jumper, and that's from everybody touching it. And he was the last one to get it.
I remember that. Great possession. Great.
Oh my God, that was a
lot of great possessions like that today where they moved the ball so well.
Dude, anytime you have a possession where Tice can get an easy bucket, that's something. They're doing something right. They're doing something, because it's so hard for him to get buckets. It's even harder for him to get calls. Dear God, Daniel Tice can never get a fucking call. But I just loved the ball movement on that. Then it was a big 3 by JT on Bobby with 13 seconds left in the third. Then JT hits a big 3 on Bobby, then plays excellent D on Greek Freak on the other side, but then Giannis draws a foul on him, which was undeserved because it was clean, great defense by JT. They re-showed it. I mean, and that was with 13 seconds left in the third. The Celtics, I think, really won the game in the third quarter and didn't choke it away in the fourth. Like they did their thing. Yeah.
I was thinking I thought they had. I mean, when it was the fourth quarter, beginning of it, I still thought the Bucks could easily come back and win. You knew they were going to make a push because all home teams do, especially championship teams.
Definitely.
And it's a matter of, I always say, the great teams withstand those crazy pushes in the playoffs. The home crowd's going to get into it. It's going to feel like you're going to have to make a big shot, oftentimes a tough shot.
Yep.
And Jayson Tatum.
Oh God!
In like Kobe Bryant, like I got 2 texts from friends tonight that said Kobe Bryant like fashion.
He had 30 points in 3 quarters. Going into the fourth, he had 30 points already. Like, come on, man.
And but that's the crazy part is the fourth quarter was his best one.
It was.
Bucks started switching more. He got everyone thrown onto him, whether it was Portis, Connaughton, Holiday, Matthews. Giannis. He was making everything, and it wasn't even touching. It was barely touching anything at that point, and that's when you knew we got a guy in the zone.
Right.
I know what it looks like when a guy's in the zone. Everybody's been in the zone, and if you play basketball, you've been in the zone in your own ways at times. When nothing's hitting any rim at all, no matter where it is, mid range, that turnaround, step back 3, constant step back 3 to the rim, everything.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, what did you think? You must have been going crazy over there,
dude. It was with 11:35 left in the fourth. D White, my boy, man, because D White hit shots. Tonight. Oh my God, he was everywhere. The dude was like fucking Visa. He was everywhere you want to be. You know what I'm saying? He gets a great blindside steal on Greek Freak.
That was big time.
You know what I'm saying? That was huge, and that turned into points for us. You know what I'm saying? That was big time. But then 9:35 left. Huge no call for JB driving on Giannis. And then Drew gets the foul. You know what I'm saying? Nope. But, JB can't get a damn call. But in the fourth, especially the start of it, they exerted their will. Everybody got so, you included, everybody got so prisoner of the moment of them choking that game away. To me, it was almost like last year when y'all were playing Dallas in the first round. You can't knock Dallas if they lose, and you can't knock the Clippers if they lose. This is steel sharpening steel. Whoever came out of that first round last year between y'all and Dallas was a really, really good team, and the loser wasn't that bad either. And that's last year when the West was fucking stacked. So it's just like, them losing in that last game to me is just another piece of armor that they're putting on their championship belt, like their championship vest that they're wearing. The championship vest that Milwaukee got put on, and the years of losing, and Giannis getting beat by Miami, getting beat by this team and that team. They finally put all that armor on, and they were able to withstand everybody in the NBA and go get to the promised land. Same thing with the Celtics, and this was a big piece of that armor, them losing that game 3 and choking it away. I'm so happy. I'm happy. I'm almost happy they did it. It's almost like what Chuck Daly said when the Dream Team lost their first game. He was kind of happy that they did that so he can really ride their ass and say, like, look, you guys almost lost to what is this? You lost to college kids. You lost to Bobby Hurley and Chris Webber and all them and Grant Hill and all them boys. So what are you going to do now? I look at this as the same way of them blowing game 3, the last game, blowing game 5. Same thing.
Well, game 3 or game 5?
No, when they blew game 5, like them blowing game 5 was something that, okay, it gives them if you can withstand that, come back and win, which they did.
Yeah, absolutely.
The mental fortitude.
Those are characteristics of championship teams right there.
There it is.
Come back and win this series.
Yes, sir.
Now, Giannis it was a duel, as you said. Giannis came back, was trying to get to the basket, charging through. Man. He was being real aggressive. Connaughton started getting going in the fourth quarter on those pick and pops.
Did you see that one drive he had when he scored on, I think, Al and JB? It was like 2 people down there. I don't even know how he got that layup.
He had some nice reverse layups.
Oh, my God. That was a reverse, too. That thing was sick.
Yeah, Giannis was putting on the pressure. Drew Holiday was starting to hit a little bit, but he had a night where you'd expect, Drew Holiday kind of shooting night, 7 for 17, not bad, but 10 threes and only made 3 of them. 17 points for him. They needed a little bit more. But tonight was really just about how great the Celtics were, I think.
Who took
overall,
10 threes? That was Drew?
Yeah, 10 threes.
Wow, it only made 3 of them. Yeah, that's
too many. And then,
Yep.
so, the Bucks only shot 29 threes, only made 7. That's another thing. You guys made 10 more threes than them, 17 for 43, 39.5%. So the 3-ball.
Right.
And then you guys lost the glass battle, 49-42. Giannis had 20 rebounds. A lot of them were like open rebounds, but still, I mean, he was just a beast on the glass.
Did you see that stat too? That he's the first player since who was the last player to do that? They have 40 and 20 in a playoff game. You got it. Game 1 against the Pacers. Mark Jackson was saying, whooping their ass.
And that was with less possessions as well. And a lot of those box out tight around the basket rebounds that Shaq was getting.
Hell yeah.
But I thought you guys still forced a couple of turnovers on Giannis. He had 6 turnovers tonight, and he made his threes until the last one, which was a stupid one in the left corner. And Jayson Tatum just took it home. I thought Marcus Smart, a guy we haven't talked about tonight, he was very highly scrutinized after the last game, including by people like myself.
Right.
What a bounce back performance on both ends, but really offensively was so impressive. Making his threes, making the extra pass, being smart. He was feeding Tatum when he had the hot hand.
Right.
And I liked seeing that. I remember there was a time where I thought he was going to go away from Tatum or try to run a pick and roll himself. Right. He said, nope, Tatum, you got the hot hand, got it to him. And I don't even think Tatum scored there, but I just like that recognition. And the Celtics withstand everything to win it 108-95. As resilient a win as it gets from this young team. Some vets sprinkled in, of course. 108-90, a young core, I should say. 108-95 Celtics over the Bucks. The Bucks blow a golden opportunity to win the series at home, and now they have to go into Boston, where it's never ideal to go into a Game 7 on the road. They did it last year, though, against Brooklyn. Boston will be a whole nother animal. I need your thoughts first before I give you a chance to talk about how great it is for Boston. What did you think the Bucks could have done better? Did you think Giannis gave everything he could, did all he could, and just his team let him down? Or what was your thoughts?
I think what the Bucks could have done better is not punt it on the last 2 games of the regular season and try to go for a higher seed, because they end up screwing their ass. And you know who didn't do that? We didn't.
I was just going to go there. I was going to say that. This is what it's all about. When the Celtics did not rest against Memphis on that last day of the season and the Bucks sat everybody. This is why you do it. They didn't duck the first round opposition in Brooklyn. And now they've got a Game 7 at TD Garden. There's nothing bigger than that. Clearly the Bucks are just like, we did it last year. We're going to try to do it again, but we'll see. It's tough to do that. 2 Game 7s on the road against, maybe that was the only series that the Bucks went 7 last year was against the Nets.
Right.
And who knows? This could be the only series they go 7 if they win the championship again. But it's going to be very tough to win in Boston, man.
Yeah,
this is the supporting cast though for Giannis. And
I think the supporting cast wasn't there, and this is going to be their other 7-game series, because after this one they're going to be done. But before I jump into the supporting cast for Bucks, I got to go back to Marcus Smart real quick. 55% shooting, 50% field goal percentage, 55% from 3, 21 points. 7 assists, damn near has a double-double. Like, dude took a lot of freaking heat, and he knows it. And, I mean, he just came out and made smart plays like Smart does. Like, so much props to him. And then I got to go back to the game real quick. This was huge for me. JT was just balling, okay? He had this fadeaway shot on Drew late. Like, Drew could not check him. I don't know, those switches with Drew switching on the JT, thanks. Because he's too small. He couldn't handle, dude. Last 11 points, in the game, I think those were scored by JT. Last 11 points and 2:38 left. JT exerts his will with this crazy, not supposed to go in shot. And I think you've seen it. Like he drove the basket. I thought he landed kind of awkwardly, but he got it.
One day you thought it was going to be a dunk, and then he got an N1.
Yes, and he just threw it in there. It was
that was the dagger to me. You guys got 13, and I thought that was it.
That shot right there was reminiscent, I think, of game. I think it was game 2 when he was laying almost on the ground, and he has that one where he just has to lay it up, just
that
like
was
a fake
game
roll.
4. That was game 4.
That was game 4 with that play. Like that when you make shots like that, that's when you know you're going to win a series. So I was super excited about that. But to jump back to the Bucks, man, I think the only person that really gave him anything other than Giannis was Pat. I mean, Pat did his thing. You know what, Bobby?
Yeah, I thought Bobby was pretty good.
Bobby was out there balling like usual.
Shoot well though. They needed some guys that shot well. He was 2 for 8, 0 for 3 from deep.
Yep.
And then also we have to talk about this. George Hill, very interesting how many minutes he's gotten. And you guys were attacking him in the pick and roll. Do you think that was a
Definitely.
mistake by Budenholzer to play him 19 minutes? Javon Carter only 1 minute. And Grayson Allen, you didn't see him get as many minutes late, even though because probably he was having a tough night. I mean, 1 for 7 for Grayson, 0 for 4 from deep. And Wes Matthews was 2 for 6, 0 for 2. So they did not get much from the supporting cast. As I said, Drew Holiday, 7 for 17. But the only guy besides Connaughton that shot well that was a role player was Brook Lopez. Overall, they shot 41% as a team. Celtics 44%. But as I said, the threes.
Yeah, I think it's a huge mistake that they stuck with George Hill as long as they did. I guess Bud is still Coach Bud is still in love with dude from San Antonio days, and still thinks he's George Hill from San Antonio. He is not. He can't score like he used to. He can't defend like he used to. He was dealing with some injuries most of this season. I'm glad George is still able to get a check, but he's pretty much done, almost damn near done in this league. All he is he's basically a backup at this point. And if you I don't want to say done because I think that's the problem with the NBA. There's not enough vets on these teams. I think teams that win chips have vets, older vets, and Milwaukee had that last year. We have it this year with Horford. So I just think that keep him as a backup because he cannot give you like legit minutes and definitely not late in games. And Javon Carter, young player, he's good. I remember him from West Virginia. Like I mentioned him before. Like I like Javon Carter. He looks like he's about 35 years old. The dude could play.
Yeah, but Marcus Smart, would you say he was the second best player of the Celtics tonight?
So Marcus,
maybe I'd say Marcus Smart for me, but
yeah, you know what?
Maybe.
I wanted shit. To me, I almost want to say D White, but it's definitely Marcus Smart. If you look at the numbers, it's Marcus Smart wise. But JB had 22 points.
Not even looking at the numbers, watching the game, I felt like Marcus Smart was just awesome. The 3 threes from the beginning, like it was just a great game. Giannis, it's gonna take another huge game. Like you just gotta admire that guy's fight. I thought he did everything he could, but I think he can still be a little bit smarter about how he attacks, like more post up.
Right.
A couple of my friends made comments about that today, and I saw people on Twitter like the classic post up, because if you're going charging in forward, you're lowering that shoulder every time.
Right.
With the offensive fouls. And in game 7, you could easily get home centric calls for Boston.
Right.
So
yeah, and that's exactly we better fucking get in Massachusetts. You damn right. Where's it at? Boom. I got it right here. Boom, 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 boom. Better freaking
Boston.
You damn right.
Podcasts.
You said what?
I said Boston, Mass. For those that are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
Right. Yeah. This is also a visual medium. Sorry for you listeners, but yeah, what I like tonight is that we did it some in other games, but it happened a lot tonight. Catching Giannis when he would lower that shoulder, and not in the basic in the area where he kind of has full carte blanche to do whatever the hell he wants. Not right in the middle of the paint, in off areas like to the wings on the side.
He was trying to attack from the wings a little bit more, and when the defense was set up and he didn't like what he was seeing, he tried to get into the dribble handoff with him setting the screen.
Right.
And those are tough to guard, but you guys switch everything, so you blow up a lot of those actions that a lot of teams can't.
Exactly. And we have a player, and I don't care what, I mean, you know what, man, people want to be so hyperbolic, prisoner of the moment. Like I've seen people on Twitter like, oh, we still need another point guard. Marcus Smart is not he's nothing. And what about guys like Grant Williams? That he may not be enough. Like I was in a Twitter space right before this round started, and that people were saying that I don't know if Grant Williams can do that. I don't know if Peyton Pritchard can do it. Well, how do you know if they can't do it until they get in the spot? You can't say someone can't do it until they have the until you see them not do it. They've never been in this spot before. So I totally see Peyton later on in these playoffs having a super sick game in the fourth quarter, and we've seen it already. Grant Williams having ridiculously great defensive games. I mean, he's the type of person that when like point blank, if Giannis is like putting his shoulder and moving into you, you're gonna fall the hell back because it's Giannis. It's a Greek freak. You can't help it. Point blank and full speed. Grant Williams takes that. Like, dude looks like a goddamn. He wants to be Batman. Like that's his favorite superhero and stuff. He wants Celtics fans to call him that. He looks like a super Bruce Wayne. Like he just that big ass chest. He just takes it, and Giannis is like, whoa. And you never see Giannis get fall back like that. Like it's crazy how Grant is strong enough to deal with that dude. I mean,
yeah, Grant's been fantastic all series. The best one, I think, the best defender on Giannis.
Goodness,
he was over 3 tonight, but he played 28 minutes and you can feel his impact. But a game 7, we needed a game 7 in this series. It deserves a game 7.
Right.
It's
It
going
does.
to be super exciting. I cannot wait. It's what we all deserve. This has been the series of the playoffs for me, no doubt.
It has.
And now let's get to a very contentious series. Tonight we saw an adjustment for the Golden State Warriors looking to close out, and that was Kevon Looney inserted back into the starting lineup. I said Jonathan Kuminga needed to go to the bench, and apparently I found out after the game, still no Steve Kerr out with COVID. Steph and Draymond said they got to start Looney. They started Looney, and, it was just not a – they started out pretty well, the Warriors, with Klay Thompson. He was game 6 Klay all the way through tonight. He started out hot, but the Grizzlies – it was a Dylan Brooks just shoot as many times as you can tonight kind of night. I mean, it feels like that every night. But he was throwing them up there, and he was hitting them. I mean, threes, floaters, everything.
That's his job. 30 points. Hell yeah.
11 for 28 shooting, 7 for 15 from deep. So he did actually shoot efficiently from 3, but some of the
46.
shots he takes, like he'll miss a 3 and then he'll come back next possession and just shoot another 3. Contested quick early in the shot clock.
I mean, well, what do you expect them to do? They ain't got but 2 guys that can shoot, and Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bain. So I mean, they got to get buckets somewhere. And then you told
threes early in the shot clock. I just don't think those are playoff shots, especially when you just missed the 3. Where's your you ever been in a situation where you miss a 3 and you're like, okay, I'm not going to just shoot next time unless it's a good shot? You ever feel that way?
Right. Yeah, definitely, because the Celtics played like that for the last 2-3 years. So I 100% know what you're saying. But one thing I see with this Memphis team, let's just get to the nitty-gritty with it. It's when their superstar is in, it's too much look at him ball. It's too much stand back and look at Ja. It just kills them. And I'm just sorry. Taylor Jenkins, you may have to go back to the G League, or you may have to retool your game or do something like that.
Coach of the Year candidate, Taylor Jenkins?
Dude, God, yes, like for Coach of the Year, my ass. Definitely Spo or Ime over that dude. I don't know how Ime got played. Ime got hardly no votes, but that's a whole nother conversation. But what I'm saying is just that he makes no freaking adjustments. He makes no adjustments. The biggest adjustment he made in this series was putting Steven Adams in. You should have had Steven Adams start.
He was really killing on the glass, man.
He was
10 rebounds again tonight, but only 4 points.
Exactly. Run more offense for him, common sense. And it's just you can't when you have Ja.
Do you trust Steven Adams post game?
Yeah, I mean, I would like him with some jump hooks down there, something in the paint. He used to do that in OKC. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy part to me is it's like with Taylor Jenkins. Taylor Jenkins to me is almost, and this is kind of a distant. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's a distant Doug Collins, because Doug Collins before Phil Jackson got there was just go, just do what you can do, go off. We'll get out of your way. You take over and lead whenever you want to do that.
But he's talking about Jordan, for those that don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Well, if I say GOAT, y'all know who the hell I'm talking about. But then when Phil Jackson came in, Phil Jackson said, all right, slow down, GOAT. Let's do this thing that Tex Winter created. What's it called? It's called a triangle offense. I think this will work with us. You're going to have to trust your teammates. Well, my teammates are trash. I know that. But, help develop that one guy, Scotty. We got this other rookie Horace coming in. Let's try that. Let's try something where we go through other players. That's what Memphis needs to do. They need to run their offense through different players, not just Ja with no goddamn dribble moves at all and no jumper.
You're harsh on that. He's got moves, man. He's shifting.
Dude, he had Dime to me.
He doesn't have a pull-up.
Dime, to me, he has no moves. He's just faster than everybody. He could just beat people to the spot. He's
got a nice in and out, his change of pace, slow to fast.
That's his thing. He can do that, but can he break you down like Kyrie or Steph? Does he have any type of dribble? No, he has no type of dribble move. To me, he's just fast as shit. He's just like Russell Westbrook, in OKC days. So I don't know, man. I just think if
more handle than Russ. You don't think so? I think he has more handle than Russ.
I don't know, because Russ will break people down. So all I'm saying is, if they get a coach that can have a good game plan and use all 5 players, where's it came? Both. All 5, not just like Ja and JJ, they might be all right.
Well, I agree. I mean, the thing is, you don't think that Taylor Jenkins coaches well with the way they defend?
I think they're decent defensively. I mean, this game tonight. I mean, look at them in this series. Shit. I mean, what did they do? They pushed a game 6, against the Warriors. who had a great year this year when they finished second in the conference. They were and Memphis was number one. So Memphis plays great defense, but in defense is going to win you championships. But when you're going against offensive juggernauts like Golden State, and you got to be able to do more than just drive the cup. You got to do more than just score in the paint. You have to, have low post moves and or mid ranges. Like, it's the thing that I don't get with Giannis. I said this when I called Sirius XM Radio the other day. It's just like, why do you go straight to a three? You don't want to get a mid range first? Ja, why are you going straight to a three, Ja? You don't want a mid range first? The same thing with Jared Jackson, like JJ. Get a mid range, my dude. Like,
I know. It can be very frustrating watching. And tonight was a pretty frustrating game to watch all the way around. The Warriors, the reason why they weren't really blowing it open, besides Dylan Brooks and Desmond Bane, who had one of his best games of the series tonight, 9 for 16 and 4 for 7 from deep. He was hitting all sorts of shots, step backs, drives in transition, just barreling through people like a linebacker. Or a running back, I should say. And, coming off little flare screens for threes and even some step back, side steps, all that good stuff. Right. But the Warriors were really keeping the Grizzlies in the game with their turnovers, and this has become a real issue. 17 of them tonight. They started taking care of the ball better late in the game, but the turnovers are becoming a thing where I don't know if Golden State can win a championship playing this carelessly with the ball. Draymond Green, especially because nobody's guarding him. He did a good job in transition tonight, but passes that everyone knows are coming, that he's throwing out of bounds. And then Steph, just very careless with the ball himself. Draymond, 4 turnovers. Curry, 3 turnovers. Thoughts on that?
Clay with 3. Yeah, I think that's very sloppy. That's why I said either Golden State or Phoenix are coming out the West. But the way Golden State has played, like, to be honest with you, I'm sorry, man. This series shouldn't have went 5. I mean, it shouldn't have went 6. You should have wrapped this up in 4 or 5. You really should have. You were the dominant team. You were the better team. You had more experience, more weapons. You should have wrapped this up sooner. And their star was out. I mean, they had, again, you're right. They had good offense, but I mean, it didn't. Kevon Looney,
but the offense didn't even look that great for stretches, did it?
It didn't. I mean, it didn't.
Today it was better today. Second and third quarter was a little shaky, but they ended and started well.
And you would think that after being beat by 39 fucking points, you would try to come out and lay the wood and beat this Memphis team by dub. But that goes back to your point earlier. They play really good D, so they couldn't
play good D. But they switch everything with Clarkson. When Steven Adams is in, they go to the drop. But when they have Clark in, they switch everything and stuff like that. But the Warriors, they just turning the ball over so much. That's how they kept them in the game.
Right. I'm gonna say this, man, and I said this earlier in the year, and said this on Twitter Spaces too, and people thought I was crazy. But when I saw Golden State play, these young teams in the West that are killing right now, Memphis, Phoenix, Minnesota, who played a hell of a lot better this year. Golden State looked old. They look low key old. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
at times, man.
Yeah, I mean, like they actually did tonight. Like they look low key old, or like low key, like not all the way in it. Like even at this game tonight, they looked like that. They were somewhat going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Not all the way, but a little bit. They look like they're going through the motions, especially in the third, and early in the fourth. But I think, what is it? When they play Phoenix, I think Phoenix is going to beat their ass, man. As long as Phoenix is healthy.
You're already penciling Phoenix in. We have big Luka tomorrow, or 2 days from now. You don't think they got a chance?
No. I think on Sunday, I think Phoenix is going to win that. I think Phoenix is going to do what they have to do, because that's game 7 now too, right?
Of course, we got 2 game 7s finally.
Oh my God!
I'm excited. Let's go.
I hate that my team is in it, but yeah, it's going to be beautiful. And that game 7 is where Phoenix. That's why you want to have such a great record. So yeah, Phoenix is fine. They'll be all right. But yeah, Golden State, I don't know, man. And then Jordan Poole, who like everybody wants to, somebody, this damn Golden State fan. I had a last Saturday. I did a NBA playoff watch party. We watched Game 3 of Golden State. Golden State in Memphis, and then we watched Boston and Milwaukee first. And this Golden State fan who came for the second game, this dude wanted to say that Poole is the next Splash brother. But he the next Splash brother. All this dude got is 12 points and 3 boards.
He started out pretty well, but he had another tough night shooting the ball. And I really feel like Jordan Poole's the X factor for this Warriors team. Whenever he plays well, their offense goes to new heights. But when he can't, he's not hitting. And again, 2 for 11 tonight. They
Yeah.
struggle. Like both teams just shot like shit.
Yeah.
Memphis 35.4% from the field. They actually shot better from three. That's probably why they stayed in the game. 42% from three. So they shot better from three than the field. Warriors 39% from the field, 38% from three. So they actually shot well from three, but they shot 53 threes, made 20 of them. The math, that's good.
Who shot 53 threes? That was Memphis?
The Warriors.
The Warriors? Good God.
So they shot 53 threes and 51 twos.
Oh, God.
And I just think that against other teams, they're going to get punished for that stuff. And you know what's funny is I think one of the main reasons they won, oh my God, this is a crazy statistic. 25, this is definitely why they won. 25 offensive rebounds for the Warriors.
Right.
25.
Right, yeah.
And 11 of them from Kevon Looney, 6 from Andrew Wiggins. I felt as though those two guys, and by the way, it was a 1-point game going into the fourth quarter, but I felt as though those two guys are the reason that the Warriors pushed home.
Yeah, Kevon Looney with 22 boards. I mean, that's amazing.
He was getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound, setting screens, decent defense in the drop coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, that was sick. I think for them to and that's how Boston lost their last game because they didn't defense.
No rebounds, no rings.
There it is. Yep, because
Pat Riley said it.
Yeah, exactly. I know you put that tweet out the other day. Like no rebounds, no rings. You have to get boards. You have to get second chance possessions or take the possession away from the other team so they don't get it. You have to get that if you want to win, and that's exactly what Golden State did tonight, man.
Despite how close Memphis was, when you lose the 3-point battle by that much and then you lose the glass battle, it's going to be hard to win games, especially on the road.
Right, right.
Well, we didn't lose the 3-point battle by that much, but the Warriors made 5 more threes. That's 15 points worth. They shot 17 more of them, though.
Classic Golden State.
Classic. But Klay Thompson, I thought, and by the way, I thought Draymond Green still made some big plays late in transition, some good finds, but it's becoming a problem, the whole Draymond Green thing. I mean, his stat line looks fantastic. 14 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. He also had 4 turnovers. And I don't think he was as amazing defensively as normal. Maybe I should have just paid closer attention. If you think he was great defensively, tell me in the comments. I didn't think he was as amazing as usual. What did you think?
I thought it was, regular Dre.
Dre.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, anything out of hand. I tell you one thing. I'm glad you brought him up, though. Why in the fuck you're in the middle of a playoff series in the semifinals in the second round, and you gotta do a podcast where you break down the goddamn Boston Milwaukee game 5. Man, shut the fuck up and focus on your own goddamn series.
He can't even. Shoot, he's in the paint, and sometimes it's like he's not even looking at the basket. It's
like what the? I saw that the other day. I'm like, what the hell is this? That's not the dumbest damn thing. If I'm Steve Kerr, I'm for real saying something like that's almost like Antonio Brown doing that damn Facebook live bullshit at the end of a game in the press in the damn locker room.
But
like, why?
The new crowd says he's a person living a life. Why can't he podcast in his off time? He can't practice every second of the day.
I don't mind you podcasting. If you want to podcast, like everybody named Mama podcast now, I get it. And if that's what you want to do, and Dre, you're good at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not Mad Dog. I'm not trying to tell you to, shut up and dribble. It's just, to me, you shouldn't be commenting on other series while you're still in yours.
You got beaten by 50 plus points. At
one point they were down by 55 and then they lost by 39.
Yeah, they lost by 39, but they were down by 50 against the team without Ja.
55. They were down by 55. Yeah.
He's gonna say they won the series and there was no issue. I mean, they did close it out. Steph Curry, after a really tough shooting night, he was missing every three. A lot of his releases didn't look great. He was missing wayward. And then he was getting to the basket a couple of times. Brandon Clark was switching 1 to 5 and doing a great job, but he was still getting by him, just missing chippies. And Steph, just like as great as he is, and he's still one of the best players in the league. Mm-hmm. I'm having doubts that he can lead this team to the chip and win it.
No, talk about it, man. Talk about it.
He's careless with the ball, and he needs to be a little bit more. He needs to be a little bit better offensively if they're going to win this. Like, he's going to have to. He can't go through such slumps. He can't just wait till the fourth quarter to take over games. There won't be games to take over in the fourth against other teams, but maybe the Grizzlies' size and length was bothering him more than we analyzed.
Yeah.
So we'll see with Phoenix. But the thing is, Mikal Bridges and I'm saying Phoenix. Either way, if they play Dallas or Phoenix,
I don't know why you don't want to call it. You know Phoenix gonna win.
Reggie, you're so bro. This guy Luka is not a game, my friend.
Yo, I fuck with Luka Skywalker. That's my dude. Like that dude's, I'll take him over Braun right now. Like I
I would
would.
be. Oh, you'd be foolish to take Braun over Luka right now. You're in your fanboy feelings if you think LeBron's better than Luka right now.
Thank you. I said it at Easter with my family. When my family was here, because we always have Easter at my house, and everybody, all the men, we always watch the game. And I said that everybody looked at me like I was crazy. Like, well, I'm going to take old ass LeBron, who can't win games. I'm going to take him over Luka Skywalker, who has been in the playoffs the last couple years and is coming up and getting better every year. Hell out of here. Yeah, I 100% take him. But no, Phoenix has that length, and they're going to give Golden State a problem. But one thing I noticed too with Golden State, and with Steph especially, like you talked about it, and you're right. He needs to. What is it? He needs to get his game a little bit tighter. He needs to keep it a little bit tighter and not just go through the motions. Because I think he didn't take Memphis and Ja serious. I really didn't. The way he
value the ball.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like the way he was talking to Ja's dad after a couple of those Memphis games, 1 and 2, the way he was talking to Ja and stuff, and like all this play, all this talking back and forth. I don't think he took him as a legit opponent, like a legit threat. I don't think he does. Now, when he plays Phoenix or Dallas, and I think it'll be Phoenix, he's going to take them as a legit threat. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he may, if it's Dallas, I don't know. Maybe he might be kind of lackadaisical, because I think that's what Steph's problem was. I think he was a little lackadaisical in this series. But in this next round, oh yeah,
you're gonna have Mikal Bridges or Jay Crowder. The other side, Reggie Bullock or Dorian Finney-Smith. Either way, you're gonna have some length on you in either one of those series.
No doubt.
He's just gonna have to be a little bit more aggressive to start games, and he needs to I think Steph Curry needs to look to score 30 more regularly. Klay Thompson though, Game 6 Klay, the reputation, and he brought it tonight. And you saw the emotion when he was hitting that 3 late on a Kevon Looney offensive rebound. It was a great moment for him.
Right.
The Warriors, fun fact, they still haven't lost the series in the Western Conference since Steve Kerr became coach. The last time they lost a series in the West, I was there. 2014 Game 7 against my Clippers. And, it's just crazy. Yeah. They've never lost a series in the West with Steve Kerr.
It's either you lose in the finals, and exactly. I just thought about that. Yeah, that's dope.
Klay Thompson was big time. Andrew Wiggins, he was 1 for 8 in the first half, but in the second half, besides the rebounds we talked about in the defense, he was making these open threes, and those were huge. The Warriors closed the series out at home, take care of business, 110-96 in not very convincing fashion. They won the fourth quarter, 32-19. Dylan Brooks just kept hucking and chucking them up there. You saw a lack of fundamentals from the Grizzlies, no boxing out, just not valuing the ball at all. Whatever happens to every possession counts in the playoffs. Were these guys brought up on that same thing as I was?
That's what I'm saying. They were lackadaisical. Like Warriors were going through the motions.
But Grizzlies are desperation, and they still play like idiots. Their fundamentals are not there. That's why the Timberwolves series looked like glorified AAU basketball.
It did. That's because you had two inexperienced teams with 2 very inexperienced coaches. Oh my God! Like Minnesota, that Randy Wynn dude, he made so many mistakes in it. That's not Randy Wynn.
Finch?
Huh? Chris Finch, my bad. Yeah, Randy Wynn. And I don't know, it's another random white dude that can't coach. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at that dude. But what is it? Major props to Klay Thompson, man. And I gotta say this, I was wrong about Wiggins and Klay working out. I thought that it would be a problem, Wiggins worried about Klay taking his numbers.
They were not playing well together though for a little bit.
Yeah.
They have found a little bit of their rhythm in these playoffs though.
They have, and I said that it wasn't gonna, that was gonna be a problem going into the postseason, but they've kind of figured it out. I'm surprised. Wiggins definitely needs to have more than 18 points, but I just want to give them props. And how can you not be happy for Klay doing anything? Like anything you see Klay doing on the court is all bonus. It's all frosting, on the cake. It's all extra. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just so happy that man is able to play and be out there and do his thing. I don't care how anything he does good. I'm just happy for dude. Like, I'm excited for him. Like, real talk.
And let's read the stat lines now as the Warriors close out the series. First with the Memphis Grizzlies. I already talked about their team field goal percentage and 3 balls. Brandon Clark had a tough night in terms of shooting the ball, 2 for 10, missed a couple easy ones. 8 points for him. He had a great season and a great playoffs overall. I thought he was one of their best players. Tyus Jones, he had a really tough night tonight shooting the ball. 7 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, but 2 for 12 shooting, and they needed more from him. Steven Adams, 4 points, 10 rebounds, 1 for 3. Had a decent series when he was inserted into the lineup. Jaren Jackson Jr., I just did not like the way he played tonight. He sits on the perimeter most of the time. 12 points, 5 of 19 shooting, 1 for 7 from 3, 4 blocks, some great help defense, but I really don't like his offense. I think he actually has skills in the post, but he continues to fall in love with that 3 ball. I already talked about Dylan Brooks, 30 points, 11 for 28 shooting, 7 for 15 from deep. And then Desmond Bane, 25 points, 9 for 16 shooting, 4 for 7 from deep. He had a really good night. He struggled with a back injury this series. There'll always be the what if Ja played, would they have won the series? I don't think so. If anything, they played a little bit better without Ja. But just tell me how you feel about this Memphis Grizzlies season in conclusion. They clearly overachieved in terms of their expectations starting the season to get a 2 seed, to make it to the second round. It was a great season for the Grizz. They have a lot to look forward to.
It was an awesome season for them. I'm very happy for him. Somebody I want to call out, though. What the hell happened to Kyle Anderson? Like, what happened to him? Like, last game, he played his ass off, and he's one of the big reasons why they won tonight. 10 minutes, 0 points with 2 assists.
He's had some really rough games in these playoffs.
I
love Kyle Anderson. He's my second favorite college player ever.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. Like, that makes no sense to me. And then JJ, man. Okay, look. Dude, you come from NBA stock. Your dad played for the Spurs. He was in the league. How do you not have basic, like, low post moves? Like, how do you not have
he has a left-handed jump hook that he just
but he doesn't use it. Yeah,
I know. It's ridiculous.
Dude, like, this cat basically takes himself out of games. And let me tell you how, Dime. And I said this before, he looks like a baby deer on offense. Like, he just drives the lane and just looks so herky-jerky. And
that deer has some muscle on it, though, man.
It may be so, but here's the thing: what ends up happening when JJ goes to the cup? Like 80%
charges in recklessly, throws his weight around,
it falls on the ground. Like, he's like goddamn Joel Embiid, and I don't understand why Joel Embiid was flopping around all the time.
I said yesterday he set a record for falling on the floor.
Dude, he fell so much he tore the ACL of his best shooter on his team. Like, dude, watch where the fuck you're at. Watch
Prayers up to Danny Green, by the way.
Man, major shout out to him. Like, we love you, Danny. Get back safe, man. Like, and then when he falls on his own teammate, he don't look back to see what's going on. He's just running back on, trying to get back on defense. He's no wherewithal of what the hell is going on. But like JJ is almost like it's just the same thing. It's just he's not. I guess he's younger than Joel, I think, and it's just he hasn't had the same type of injuries. He's had bad injuries too, but it's just like he just falls. And it's just like, man, you have to get a mid-range jumper and you have to show those low post moves. Show that jump hook that Dime be talking about that he wants to see so bad. Show that.
I don't want to see anything. I don't like the Grizzlies, but but it was a great season for them. This team without Ja especially overachieved so much. They've got a lot to work on, though. Fundamentally, basketball IQ and Ja can improve. They got a bright future ahead of them. If they can get Ja a second star, though, a true one, that would be nice.
That's what they need. I think if they get another star for him and keep JJ too, because JJ can develop. JJ is going to be good. He just needs to, like I said.
They have assets, man. They could try to – I would get Dylan Brooks out of there.
I don't know.
He comes with a lot of negative to me. If you want to take the next step and to be a very smarter team, I think Dylan Brooks is an IQ killer to me. Desmond Bane can shoot. DeAnthony Melton has potential. But you can bring in someone else.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got to be somebody that can guard, though. That's the thing, because Ja doesn't really guard like that.
He doesn't. So you're going to need a defensive.
But not a Bradley Beal, type of guy.
No, because Bradley Beal won't make it through a season. But yeah, I think the two things they need are if they want to win, like if Memphis wants to come out the West and like be for real, they need
conference finals and potential like a real championship. Right now, they weren't championship contenders; they were pretenders.
Exactly, and they just need two things. They get these two things, and they'll be good to go. A superstar, a legit superstar, or a defensive stopper to go with Ja. Like one of those two, you can get a star or a defensive stopper, and please let it be a defensive stopper that can score a little bit, and get a new coach.
That's not going to happen after the season he had.
Okay, guess what? They're going to be fucked then.
Let's go to the Warriors stat lines. Off the bench, only 3 people played. Nemanja Bjelica played 8 minutes. He had a nice offensive rebounding kick out in the first half that I remember. Damian Lee, I didn't think he played that well, but he rebounds the ball pretty well. I've noticed that about him. I don't really think he's that great. He wouldn't be playing if it wasn't for Gary Payton not playing. And also Otto Porter had a sore right foot, so he didn't play today, and he's been one of their better players in this series.
Well, Lee played a lot last year. I guess Gary Payton
last
Jr.
year when the Warriors were not good. That's
Glove Jr. took a lot of his minutes this year, I guess. Exactly. Yeah, I guess you're right.
And Jordan Poole's increased role.
I like Lee though. Lee kind of reminds me of who is he? Reminds me of like every quintessential role player that you.
Do you remind me of Courtney Lee?
He kind of does, like the dude
Yeah.
that we used to have, that Lee guy that used to play for us. He reminds me of him. He kind of reminds me of like almost like a Ricky Davis. Like he's a type of player
Ricky Davis that bounce though.
Dude, Ricky Davis could get up. Like
Yeah.
he could for real get up, and that's one thing that I like about Lee. I think he should get more minutes because he's a momentum changer too. Like that dude, he has those. He's like Alvarado for New Orleans. Like, and I hope Alvarado gets paid too.
Lee a little more credit compared to Alvarado now.
Well, because I remember David Lee a couple years ago.
David Lee is that white guy from the Warriors back in Jump Hook City.
Exactly.
Shout out to David Lee.
David, St. Louis in the house. You damn right.
He's from St. Louis, David Lee.
Yeah. David Lee's from St. Louis. He went to the same school as JT, same high school, Chaminade.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Is the Chaminade over there better than the Chaminade out here?
I don't know. I've never heard of the Chaminade that you guys got. So the Chaminade we got is obviously
a nice ass girls team back when a couple years ago IPA announced them.
Dude, 3 NBA players: Brad Beal, David Lee, Brad Beal, and JT, all out that high school.
Well, that's got to be a big time school.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I just like Lee's game. I think Lee can change momentum. He can really mix it up for that team. But Wiggins, man, he's got to. Everybody has to step. Is going to have to step their game up in this next round. And it's got to be Draymond, and it's got to be Wiggins and Otto Porter. Yeah, like. I don't know. I want to say they kind of could use him too, but to me, Otto Porter, like late in games, all he's really good for is like putbacks and boards. Like he won't.
But his ability to switch on to multiple guys is just his length is good.
Defensively, yes, but like he won't give you points.
He's even hitting threes, dude.
Yeah, but like late in games though, like a big shot.
I don't know if he's in the closing lineup, but I'm just saying he's a helper off the bench for sure. They missed him.
Yeah, he's a good defensive player too. I get what you're saying.
Jordan Poole tonight, 12 points, 4 for 15. They're going to need a lot, and 2 for 11 from 3. They're going to need a lot more efficiency from him. He had a tough series overall. Mm-hmm. And then the starting 5. Kevon Looney, as we said, 4 points, 22 boards, 5 assists, just amazing. 11 offensive rebounds. Draymond Green, 14 points, 15 boards, 8 assists. Overall, made some big plays, got the job done. Andrew Wiggins, 18 points, 11 rebounds, started out 1 for 8, but finished 7 for 16 and 3 of 5 from deep. Huge threes in the 4th. Then the Splash Bros. Steph Curry, a good ending, even though he had a rough shooting night. 29 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, made some big threes late. He had 2 blocks, 3 turnovers, played 40 minutes, 10 for 27 shooting, 6 for 17 from deep.
That's horrible. I was going to say
that's a lot of threes, but if anyone can shoot that many threes, it's Steph Curry.
Exactly.
Klay Thompson, 30 points, 8 rebounds. Game 6, Klay, he showed up. He had 2 efficient shooting nights in a row. 11 for 22 shooting, 50% dead on, and 8 for 14 from 3, over 50%. I'd have to say Klay was arguably the player of the game, but you could say Wiggins. Who was yours?
Player of the game, I'd probably go with Klay. And then the big thing from Klay, don't forget this, is those 8 boards. He damn near has a double-double. Like those 8 boards are crucial. And that to me, that's what supposedly the second best player, the third best player in the league, Mr. Kevin Durant, who we sent home earlier in the last round, that's what he was scared to do, was get his little bony ass in the paint and get some freaking boards. Klay's not worried about it. He's over here doing it. He wants to win. Like Klay is just so happy to be out there and be being pushed around and bumping people around and doing this and doing that. Like I can't remember the last time I've rooted for somebody this much that wasn't on my team. Like, I'm so happy for that dude.
Yeah, good for Klay, good for the Warriors. Back in the conference finals, just like as if nothing has happened these last 2 years.
Dude, for real.
70 rebounds to 44, I think, is the biggest stat of the night.
Woo, that was it.
That was right there. Because the reason why the Grizzlies winning is the Warriors turn the ball over so much.
Right.
But that's it for the matchups tonight, guys. We got some great Game 7s coming up on Sunday. Enjoy tomorrow without any games. If you guys got comments, throw them in there. As OthaGreat, tell them where they can find you, though. Another pleasure joining me on the live, about an hour. Perfect timing.
Thank you, sir. And I appreciate you for letting me do that. Hey, y'all, OthaGreat. You can find me at OTHA Great on Twitter. You can find me there. You can find me on OthaGreat, OTHA Great on Facebook, High Off the Glass on IG. You can find me there, High Off the Glass, High Off the spelled THA. I'm on Facebook with my podcast name, and on IG. What is it? I have a NBA Finals event that's coming up. Game 1 NBA Finals. I am super excited about that. If you guys are in the St. Louis area, you guys need to come on out, man. We're doing this Game 1 NBA Finals is June 2nd. You know when the damn finals start. Y'all know what time it is. And it's happening real fast. I want to give y'all a little address real quick. Dime, if you take a trip, man, come on down to St. Louis and come to this event, man. Because it's going to be.
If I was in St. Louis, I'd definitely be there. But
dude,
I'm not traveling for a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you. Wait, hold on. I'm trying to. Where's this thing on? There
Make
it is.
Make sure, guys, though, you guys comment after this video for the algorithms. Don't forget that. What were you saying?
Definitely comment. Yo, y'all can come. It's going to be at 4130 Manchester Ave, 63110, 4130 Manchester Ave, St. Louis, Missouri. Open concept. Game 1 NBA Finals. Boom.
Bucks versus Suns? No, I'm just kidding.
You hater. It is Celtics versus Phoenix. That's how it's going to go. Boom.
Well, guys, any last words before we close out? Season 7, we're going to be seeing you on Sunday night.
You're 100% going to be seeing me Sunday night. You're going to see me win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Sunday is going to be a busy day for me. My podcast network that I'm with, we're having our 8-year anniversary event this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So I know I'm going to be tired. Saturday, I'm trying to go see Doctor Strange for real and go to that event. And then Sunday, I got my podcast. So I'm do my podcast. What is it? Watch those games, catch up with you. Yeah, we could definitely get it in, dude.
All right. My last words. Saturday is a big day, Los Angeles. You already see the emblem. You see the logo. Go Kings, go. Edmonton.
Right.
You already know.
Y'all were down. Y'all just
baby.
Y'all let them win. What are y'all in the game 7, game 6?
We pulled the Bucks. So we got to go into the same thing the Bucks are doing. Got to go into Edmonton, hostile territory. Go Kings, go. You already know. Peace. Have a great night.
Let's get it. Let's go see.